short but strong. Yes, what can you?
Should we do it again?
Yeah, of course.
Good. Maybe Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
We deserve one in Abu Dhabi. My turn to get booed.
In the immediate aftermath of his UFC 284 loss to Islam Makhachev, Alexander Volkanovski claimed that he was still the pound-for-pound king and asked for a rematch to prove it. The Great recently shared a video of a post-fight meeting with Makhachev where they were seen discussing a potential rematch in Abu Dhabi. While the lightweight champion and his team seemed open to a rematch, they did not mention whether it would come next. It must also be noted that the video was taken before Alexander Volkanovski's teammate Dan Hooker blatantly accused Makhachev of cheating. Coach Eugene Bareman claims Alexander Volkanovski got cocky against Islam Makhachev. Alexander Volkanovski posed Islam Makhachev with the toughest challenge of his career in the main event at UFC 284. However, the Great came up on the short side of a unanimous decision that many believe could have gone either way. While the Great displayed exceptional takedown defense throughout the bout, Makhachev managed to land his first takedown late in round 1, even attempting a rear naked choke. As per Volkanovski's coach, Eugene Bareman, the Aussie lost position in the first ground scrap due to his cockiness. Bareman claimed that the Great, whilst defending the takedown, was telling Dan Hooker and other teammates that he was almost out of Makhachev's grip. The Dagestani champ seemingly locked in a body triangle at that exact moment and went on to ride out the round on Volkanovski's back. Take a look.
Alex was in the process of escaping before the triangle, while Islam was on his back. Alex was in turtle. And by the same time he was in turtle, he was looking at all the boys in the front row, Izzy and Dan and them, and saying, I'm out. You know, like being a little bit, in my opinion, cocky. At about that exact time that Alex did that, Islam jumped to the body triangle.
Ariel Helwani names what Islam Makhachev didn't get enough credit for. Mixed martial arts reporter Ariel Helwani doesn't believe that UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev is getting enough credit for one aspect of his defense against Alexander Volkanovski. The Canadian journalist believes the mission Makhachev laid out and achieved at UFC 284 isn't receiving enough credit, noting that not many title holders would ever travel to a challenger's backyard, yet alone for their very first defense. By the way, can I just say one thing about Australia? This hasn't been said enough, and I don't think it was said enough going into the fight. Islam didn't get enough credit for taking that fight in Australia. Helwani said, listen closely.
This hasn't been said enough, and I don't think it was said enough going into the fight. Islam didn't get enough credit for taking that fight in Australia. Not a lot of people would do that. You're the champ, and they're fighting for your belt. And you're going to go to his hometown shortly-ish, 4 months after you just won the belt, and defend against that guy moving up who has nothing to lose, everything to gain. Tough spot. Didn't get enough credit for that. Not a lot of champions would defend their title first, second, third, fourth, fifth time in the challenger's home country.
Before we continue, don't forget to visit our website and subscribe to our free newsletter so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the world of the UFC in minutes. Click the information link above. And while you are at it, check out our podcast and social media accounts. Thank you for your support. Now let's get back to the news. The Undertaker and Mike Tyson claim Conor McGregor is all about gimmick. Conor McGregor is among the biggest sports personalities in the world. The Irishman's superstardom is largely thanks to his incredible talent, infectious personality, and insatiable drive to carve out a niche for himself in the world of sports, business, and entertainment. McGregor clearly understands the intricacies of the fight game and promotion. With an innate grasp of what is necessary in the modern era, he transformed himself into a brand that the UFC can strongly endorse and push forward. Boxing legend Mike Tyson and WWE superstar The Undertaker discussed the value of creating a persona in combat sports on a recent episode of the Hot Boxing podcast. Conor McGregor, he has a gimmick. He's crazy, he's bold, it's a gimmick. In real life, he's a beautiful guy. Tyson said, take a look.
If you don't got a gimmick, you have to have a gimmick. A mean, tough street, Tyson, custom auto trained. It's all a gimmick. It's real, but it's a gimmick. You don't got, the only guys that got all the money is guys with a gimmick. Look at Conor McGregor. He has a gimmick. He's crazy, he's bold, a gimmick. Real life, he's a beautiful guy, you know? Yeah. But you have to have a gimmick.
That's what sells tickets, puts asses in seats.
That's what because you throw, put them butts in the seats.
Yep. And that's what we do. That's you know, that's where we're all. I think we're all kind of linked. We're linked together in that aspect, right?
Yeah.
You know, but you got to have, you know, that's a great assessment right there. You got to have a gimmick.
Oh, listen, I became a fan. From wrestling, I learned gimmick from wrestling.
Francis Ngannou calls out Deontay Wilder after his recent free agency announcement. Francis Ngannou has thrown down the gauntlet to Deontay Wilder following the former WBC heavyweight champion's announcement of free agency. The Cameroonian heavyweight fighter has issued a passionate challenge to his American counterpart, declaring that he's ready and willing to step into the boxing ring with Wilder and prove once and for all who the true king of the heavyweight division is. Deontay Wilder has now decided to take a more hands-on approach to his future in the sport and will be taking the greater role in making key decisions regarding his career direction. The Predator, who recently became a free agent following his release from the UFC, has expressed a strong desire to pursue his dreams of becoming a professional boxer. In that light, he called out Deontay Wilder after the latter announced his free agency. Francis Ngannou tweeted, "Welcome to the free world, Bronze Bomber. I hope you're the man of your word. See you soon." Erin Blanchfield explains preference to face Shevchenko over Grasso. UFC flyweight contender Erin Blanchfield wants to be the one to dethrone Valentina Shevchenko for the flyweight belt. Blanchfield picked up the biggest win of her UFC career Saturday night when she defeated Jessica Andrade in the UFC Fight Night 219 headliner. After dealing with Andrade's early hail of punches, she got Andrade's back in round 2 and earned the submission victory. During her UFC Fight Night 219 post-fight press conference, Blanchfield gave her pick for who she wants for the title shot. "I definitely prefer Shevchenko." Blanchfield said, "I definitely think she beats Grasso. I think Grasso is a very tough fighter, but I want to be the one to take the title from her." Let's hear it from Erin herself.
You called for the winner of Alexa Grasso and Valentina. Is there one that you would prefer?
I would definitely prefer Shevchenko. You know, I think she beats Grasso. I think Grasso's a very tough fighter, but I want to be that one to take the title from her.
Should Blanchfield receive a title shot next? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.